What is up, everybody? How is it going today? Things are going to be awesome today. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Get excited, because I'm excited. So yeah, you know what? Let's just get into how this works. Some things are going to happen today. We might have a special guest hop in about halfway through. Maybe. We'll see. He can be flaky sometimes. You never know. But yeah, okay, so let's go through these rules here. First, if you've never been to a thumbnail review stream before, basically there's this form here that you that the link is in the description. So you click it and you fill it out. It asks a few questions, your name, and then you want to put in the URL of the video that has the thumbnail you want looked at. A lot of people put their channel link in there, and it's tough for me to have to look through their channel and just kind of give them overall advice. It really helps if you just give me one video. So keep that in mind. I would say, let's see here. Yeah, super chats. Okay, so super chats aren't, they're just donations. Okay, we appreciate them, but they don't give you a chance to get your thumbnail audited. Only filling out the form does. And what I do is I go through the form and then I select a random number with this nifty little extension that Dan made here. Just click get random number and I would select number 26, and then I would check out their thumbnails. Now the way I do that is I kind of give overall advice on 3 different things. And that is conveying the idea, which I found is most important. I have a lot of trouble with that. And then you catch the eye. And then you create curiosity. I tried to write them as all C's so I could remember them. Catch, create, convey. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, see, it's tough for me to remember. But those are the 3 things that I really focus on. And sometimes if I get super inspired or I want to show you an example of what I would do or how I would improve it, I will occasionally bring up Photoshop. And we'll just jump into a blank document. I'll drag your thumbnail in, and I'll just show you, here's what I would do. I would make the text look like this, or I would blur the background and make the character, main subject, stand out. When I do that, it's not, you don't have to worry about Photoshop. It's not a tutorial. The things that I do, you can do on any software. It's really no big deal. Yeah, and I say this every time, but if you try to do it the way that I do it, you're doing it the wrong way, because I'm doing it the wrong way. I try to get it done as fast as possible, just to give you the idea. And often it looks ridiculous, and we end up with some pretty funny photos. But yeah, so I went ahead and picked a channel already, and I would say let's just go ahead and get started, shall we? So, seeing some familiar names in here. Nice. Alright, so the channel that I picked randomly first was number 80, I think. And this was the video. Now, there are a couple things about this that I want to talk about, but the very first thing that really stuck out to me that I would change about this is the title is about a psychologist trying Elden Ring for the first time. Now, in this thumbnail, none of this shows me that those are the stakes that you set up, because there's no psychologist anywhere in the thumbnail, and I would put that in there. I think I recently saw. Actually, this will be a good example here. Let's go with Healthy Gamer, and I just want you to look at what he did in his early days, before he got super duper established. And I might find it, I might not. But at some point, he does these little interviews with people. And at one point, he was having therapist or doctor with an arrow pointing at him. And now of course, I won't be able to find it now. But anyway, I guess that gives you the idea. That's exactly what I would be looking for. A lot of them are Dr. What is it? Dr. reacts to ADHD TikToks or something like that. And it always has an arrow pointing at the doctor, because it's oh, this person, they have some credentials. I'm really interested in what they're saying. And that is a huge selling point of your video. So I hope I conveyed that well enough. But the other things that I would change about this thumbnail is it's a lot of text. I like this one uncut. I don't think it's you know, relevant. Like it's relevant, but it's not pertinent to making the thumbnail great. The he's crazy. It's also like, I guess that's okay, but I know that you also put that in the title, and I think that there's a lot you can say separately in the title and then in the thumbnail. Psychologist would be the thing that I would probably repeat in both. But yeah, I found that really interesting, that it's a great selling point of your video. It's just like you're trying to throw a lot of things at the target audience. So I would probably get rid of a lot of this text, and then I would find a way to put psychologist and an arrow pointing at yourself in there. The way that you cut yourself and the character there in the background, and then you blurred the background, like the background. I really love it. I think it's great. I think it's a great design. It's just it's crowded. You know, there's a lot going on. So yeah, just something to consider. I know Elden Ring is in the title, and you probably need that for search, but that means that this Elden Ring logo you could probably make smaller. I wouldn't say you have to get rid of it, because a lot of people might not recognize this guy. But yeah, that's just a couple thoughts that I had with this one. I hope that helps. Other than that, I think it's a great thumbnail. I love the reaction. It's not overdone, which a lot of people do. So I just want to make that clear that that was probably a good call. All right. So that's the one that I had picked ahead of time. Man, now I'm like, I really wish I could find that one that it just says like doctor, but yeah, I know he used to do it a lot when he first got started. So yeah, very, very cool video idea. Whew! All right, let's go ahead and select a random one. Number 105. TagX. All right, let's check this out. Okay, so the title is 3 Idiots Get Lost in Roblox Backrooms. And that word, apirophobia? Apirophobia, I guess? Anyway, yeah, let's check out that thumbnail. 3 idiots get lost in Roblox backrooms. Okay, so a lot of Roblox stuff. Actually, this is pretty common, what you got going on with the character. All right, so yeah, let's check this out. Now, this is a strategy that we say you should always try, is searching what your competitors are doing. So just a quick search of Roblox backrooms will help that out. So the biggest ones, I'm surprised that there's like it's showing actual people in these. That's interesting. Maybe something to consider. But I really like this one. What really makes this stand out to me is there are 3 things that I look at in this one. You got the character up front, and that also clues you in that, hey, this is Roblox. Immediately you understand that. And then you go over day 3. Okay, they've been there for a while, immediately understood. And then you've got scary face in the back. Okay, there's something crazy going on in this thumbnail. It's how simple it is important, because if you expect a viewer to give your thumbnail more than like 2 seconds to understand, you're going to be disappointed, because people don't do that. Like, think of how you search through YouTube. You'll be scrolling and scrolling, and if you don't really get a thumbnail, it's like, why would you waste your time? You know, so that's just something to consider, and that's just how it is. I don't necessarily like that, but you know, that's how it is. That's how I view YouTube too. And what's funny is when I make videos for my channels, I do it like, oh yeah, I love that. I'm very like artistic about it. And then I'll go scroll through YouTube and I'm like, if I saw that pop up, I wouldn't watch it. And so I know that I have to like reconsider what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to your, okay, now that I'm seeing it more, I'm understanding that this is like a game inside of Roblox. So I get it. Why is there on vidIQ's Skibidi? Is there? There is. Wow. Odds are they were auditing channels yesterday, and somebody had a skibbity toilet channel, and so just like I typed in Roblox, that probably happened yesterday. Yeah, there's a lot of random things you'll find on there. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to your thumbnail here and try to realize that you've got a lot going on. So this whole like reaction emoji, what is that? I don't think that that's necessary at all. Your character could stand to be brightened up just a little bit because it almost seems like they're not really in that room. It's like it doesn't fit, you know. The monster in the back I know is pretty common, and I know that that's not like here, like everybody kind of uses that, and when people see that, they click, right? I mean, that's why everybody kind of does it. This one's interesting because they drew it. Yep, there's another. Okay, yeah, so basically, if you were to kind of brighten up your character a bit and then move them on over to the left or something along those lines, I get what you're doing. Like, if you removed this right here, that pillar alone in the background, it fills the space enough. Or you could actually crop it in just a little bit if you did that. Here, let's try that just to give it a go. So if you cropped in a little bit, like so, let me just show you what I do. Is let's go halfway, which is 960, and then 540 is the other half, and then I drop things into thirds. Okay, and then on one side I have the main character, and then on the other I have where the eyes go elsewhere, right? So if I were to do something like this, I would probably crop it in maybe like this. So considering that, and just pretend like this part is like extended, I guess. Here, let's just to fill that in, and yeah, whatever. Okay, so considering this, lower your arrow, and then your camera thing, that might be important to your story, and if so, then you'd obviously want to put the camera thing right over this crop instead. And now you don't have any empty space. You've got your character. I would see if you could probably get a better picture of your character. Then you get the scary guy, and yeah, that's what I would do. That would really, you know, pop out just a bit more, in my opinion. I'm curious here. I don't know exactly how this could, like how much this would help, because it's like a really dark picture already. But something like that stands out to me way more, right? Just, yeah, something to consider. Just so you can see what I'm doing. I really need to know how to like hide the guides, and like I need to learn that shortcut. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, that's something that I would do. Get rid of all the extra stuff and maybe reset your camera outlay or overlay or whatever. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Sorry, I spent a lot of time on that one, but there was a lot to dive into. Okay, 192. 192 out of 205. Wow, you just put this in. All right. Filo Rogue. Horror games and chatting. Right on. Man, you look familiar. I feel like we've seen you before. This game was listening to me. That is awesome. Awesome title. Fears to Fathom. Nordwood Hitchhike. Okay. First of all, I just want to say that whatever you did to your face there looks awesome. I don't know, it looks like you spent some time in camera raw and really popped out the textures and clarity of it. But yeah, you look awesome in that. I just want to check out some Fears to Fathom videos here just to see what else pops up. So the quality of the background picture you have is the aesthetic of the game. I can see that. It's like real low quality. Okay, so yeah, here is... man, that is interesting. Don't scream or they hear you, right? With the little mute icon. That's a pretty solid idea on how they sold that. So what you did exactly is what he did. He put like a little curiosity selling point in the thumbnail itself. And also he didn't put the game name or anything in the thumbnail. He used it to create curiosity instead. That's probably what I would do with yours. As long as you have Fears to Fathom in your title, I would probably try to think of what in this thumbnail could make a viewer be like, what? No way. And then they click. His, like, what? The mute button, that's like, what? Why is that there? You know, there's some curiosity there. Anyway, outside of that, your design is fantastic. Just want you to know that you're like almost there. And I don't know, if you have to like change the background to something, then I would. But I would keep the face. Definitely, it looks solid. All right, let's move on. Scarier image too. Yeah, that might work, you know. 167. AxlScapes. What is this? Sorry, let me move my mic a little closer. Let's make a DIY moss wall terrarium for free. Okay. All right, so coming in as a layman who doesn't quite know much about the niche, the free selling point, well, you know what? I guess that actually might be a really good selling point. Here, let's check out terrarium free. I'll try not to find the game here. I'm pretty sure it's spelled the same way, but just in case. I don't know if free is the best way that you could sell it. Oh my, okay, sure enough, that's the way to do it. All right, so it looks like, to me, just the picture could be more dynamic. This is pretty cool. Yours, you know, it might be the background itself that could really make this pop out. If this thing had bright green on it, and like this wasn't as, I don't know, man. Like, I know you took a picture of the real thing, and sometimes that doesn't pop as much as something that you could really fake and brighten up. You know, it's one of the things, like, you catch the eye, and then people that are interested will click. And they'll watch. I mean, just because it's like, it looks a little different than the thumbnail, that's not really clickbait. So yeah, I would probably see if you could get a better picture and look at this, guys. This is really, really cool. Wow, solid intro too. Yeah, just this, just how bright this is. Very, very cool. And the jar itself isn't like cloudy. The 2-bottle composition of the thumbnail also says before and after, but that's not the point. Okay. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. Also, what's up with this picture back here? I mean, it might have something to do with the story, but if that's... Yeah, it might have something to do with the story, I guess, but if that's not really the selling point you're going for, then maybe it's just confusing people, and maybe just getting a really great picture of the current terrarium and, like, making it pop, and then the free can stay in there, right? I think that would work. Also, curvy arrows, it's not really my bag. I think it takes up room, so that's a personal thing. That's not something I would say, that's not make or break at all. It's just a personal opinion. Yeah, I think that would be where I'd go with this. Okay, I hope that helped a little bit. I mean, I think that you've got a really solid idea for a video. So there's just, and there's something like really special about how authentic this is. Like you could have, I mean, wow, you could have like really made something out of this lighting if you just took the bottle itself and then like cut it out and then replaced it with the background and that sort of thing. Just a little bit of Canva or Photoshop work could be really awesome. All right, gonna move on. 88, 88, 88, 88, 88. Curvy arrows aren't, yeah. I mean, okay, I like curvy arrows, but loopy arrows are not my thing. I mean, I might have a couple loopy arrows in here, but it's probably because it was on Adobe stock. Not a single loopy arrow. Yeah. Curvy arrows, I like them, right? This one's a little extra. These two here, they're a little extra. But other than that, yeah. All right. Okay, Big Feathers Farm. Oh. We tricked our hens into hatching out baby pheasants. Okay. Is that like is that a different animal? I mean, very, very curious here. Okay. Wow. This is awesome. I mean, dude. Okay. Everything you did about this is fantastic. But the one thing that I would do, and this is like jumping into the more advanced situation here, is, all right, first of all, I would grab this little guy here. Let me, get a little detailed, I guess. I don't know. You get the idea. So I'll grab this little guy here, and I'd make him stick out from your hand. So let's just pop him there, and then, I don't know, some type of outer glow might help. Like something like this, but you could add a stroke, like a white stroke might help with this sort of thing. But I would try to make it pop out just a little bit, and it could be just a dark thing, you know. It could be just like a little bit of a dark outer glow. But the thing is, or like a yellow because he's kind of gold. Then the only reason that I would do this is because it almost looks like you tried to make it a part of the picture, and it's almost not quite there. And so instead of like trying to make it that convincing, I would make yourself pop out of it way more. So if I were to do something like this, I'm not going to go too into detail, but I would like brighten you up, maybe take you into like, I don't know, camera raw or something like that, and really get the details out. Now, another thing that you could try, what's going on here? Another thing that you could try is making the hen itself a little bit further away, because it's kind of competing with the baby chick. So if it was like this size, right? And then, I don't know, let's see if just... If it was like this size, then it would probably feel a lot better, and it would feel like there's less competition. So I'm just gonna gin fill it. Those birds are AI, birds aren't real. Well, that changes everything. Okay, so if it was like this, and then let's say, like something like that. A little bit darker so it's not competing so much. I mean, you clearly like did some work on it, so you know what you're doing. I would just see what you could do to really try to make this bird not compete with the other. And I think one of the big things that bugs me about it is the light on you and the light on the bird don't match. So it's like, it's not something that you can diagnose. You just know that something's up. And it's like, what's going on here? The shadow of the bird is on the side that your shadow is too, and that's not how light works. So it's just very, very odd. So if there's a way that you could reverse the bird or something like that, then maybe try that. But yeah, so hopefully that helps a little bit. That's me being super nitpicky, because the fact is you understand what you needed to do in the thumbnail, and it's fantastic. Okay. Bow. 1, 2, 3. Film stock. Hey guys. Okay, 7 deadly movie sins exposing The Godfather. Ooh. Wow, spiky point of view. The Godfather sucks. Oh man, okay. Alright, so you got a really, really cool idea for a video. And I would say that your text is like in the way of your character. And it's like, you don't really know what to look at, especially because The Godfather has no like separation from anything light in the background. So I just kind of want to move the text away from the character. Like give them their own separate space. That's probably what I would do. And if I were to think about this, you have 7 sins that films probably shouldn't do, like a mistake that they're making. What I would do is I would put number 3 in the thumbnail or something like that, where you don't say what it is, but you have a number 3 and you point to the spot with a circle. And then it's like, there's the curiosity, right? So you've already, yeah. So I was gonna get to the rest of the stuff around the people, but yeah, you've already got the idea conveyed, the 7 deadly sins of film, and now it's just kind of making sure that curiosity sticks. I think that The Godfather sucks is enough to catch an eye. So there's the 3 C's right there. That said, I saw the comment from KT that the background, it's not really serving a purpose, and I get it, because it's like AI, right? Maybe the whole thing was created by AI. And that's kind of what led me to want to do the number circle idea instead. Because if people see like a shot from the actual movie, they're like, oh wow, this person's really pointed something out. Like, you're already offering value through the thumbnail, and I think that that's like really grabby. I see a lot of AI thumbnails, and I feel like you just know what's going on. Like, I don't know. I think it sets up a kind of negative expectation. And I think that when you see it, you almost think that a human didn't make it. So I just didn't make the video. Obviously, the thumbnail was made by AI. But yeah, that's kind of what I would do. I hope that helps a little bit. I think that this is a really, really cool video idea. And as for the red glow around the ears, I assume it's AI. There's no real reason for it. He's embarrassed. Right, okay. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Let's move on. 118. Funny official dbft channel. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those things that I have no idea what's going on. This FNF mod is amazing. Okay, is that a Five Nights at Freddy's thing? Or is FNF not the same thing as FNAF? Somebody help. Taco, I'm sorry. Basically, we don't choose. We just it's all random. The numbers are picked randomly. It's the luck of the draw. FNF is Friday Night Funkin'. Oh, it's a rhythm game. Okay, that makes sense because I see the little arrows that aren't curvy. Okay, so there's a mod of some sort going on. I mean, it looks like gameplay. Good God. What? Okay. What was that? All right. The only way that I could do this is... Okay, first of all, why is it blurred? What's with the mosaic censoring thing going on here? Unless it was like super small and you brought it up, I understand if that like you did it on your phone or whatever. But yeah, the only way that I could know what to do here is to search and see what other people do. Hopefully, that leads to a little help here. Okay, so that's what actually happens in the game. Okay, that's cool. So what you did, it's not really what's working right now. I don't really understand. Like, it's this character versus another character. I get that, but in the thumbnail, you're not really showing anything related to the mod. So I would just kind of consider that and then look at what's working for other channels and kind of see if you can emulate that. You know, if you can kind of mimic what they do but make it your own. That's what I would do. I don't have too much to offer outside of that, but I hope that helps. That's just that one's a pretty tough one. But keep going. Seriously. Keep working on it. Bam, bam. 247. Derek's Lawn Rescue. All right. I'm just gonna say this is not a URL. I'm just saying. Okay, let's see what it is. Yo, I think I just saw that thumbnail a little bit, and that... Wow, that is a fantastic thumbnail. Okay. So, you can see what they did. Like, this was the original... I'm just going to bring them up, sorry. I keep forgetting that it's a little bit smaller for you guys. I don't know what's happening. It's like it downloaded them for some reason. Okay, whatever. Okay, so you can see on the left was the original, and on the right, you threw maybe yourself in there. Okay, first off, the red popping off the green, great choice. If that wasn't a red shirt and you changed it, even like kudos, that would be awesome. But yeah, that's the red is great. So what I see in your thumbnail, I see like a lot of Ryan Trahan potential, and especially since you do lawn rescue, the blue sky, the green grass, and then you popping out, I think you're really onto something here. I don't have much to say about this one specifically, besides the fact that I almost wish that this side here, this side with the cars and everything, I almost wish it wasn't so busy. If it was like moved over somehow without moving you over here, I think that would be awesome. Like if the grass filled out a little bit more, or if the cars were gone and maybe the street lights were gone, something like that. People wouldn't notice that it's not they wouldn't notice something missing. So I think that kind of clutters it up just a little bit. That's like not a whole lot to offer you, because I really think that this is a great thumbnail. So the idea now, sorry, that was all aesthetic and eye-catching, and it worked. So the idea, just from this thumbnail alone, I'm thinking that the sidewalk is grown over and you have to take care of it. And if that's what the video is about, then awesome, right? Because that's exactly what, yeah, unsafe sidewalk forces people to walk on busy street, right? Okay, seeing what you're doing here, man, I think you really did something special here. I really, really like it. So let's go over to Trahan real quick, and I just kind of want to show you some simplified situations here. So your thumbnail, you want a couple things to be seen. You want you, and you want the problem. Now imagine if this thumbnail here was like 3D twisted a little bit, so you could see more of the issue at hand. That is, obviously that's not something you can do with the current thumbnail, but for future thumbnails, consider that you can be on the left and the problem can be on the right. If you're in front of it, it kind of makes it a little tough to see. So if you go to like Ryan's thumbnails here, you'll see that it's him, and then it's an item, and then the third element is usually text. So like you got him, and then you've got the burger and text, or you've got him and you've got a survival bunker. But if you go back far enough, you'll see how simple things can get with his grass and his sky. So you got his face, you got a penny, you got 7 days, right? Further back, yeah, something like this. I really love the 3 element rule. If the third element is text, if it's not, then 2 elements. So yeah, you've got him, you've got grass, you got the sky, which is background. It's not an element, but him, dogs, and $10 a dog. If this wasn't a part of a series that was super well known, I would hate that little 17 in the bottom there. But yeah, other than that, I really think that there's something special to what you've got going, and I think that you could actually do this just instead of, you know, a penny, it's the problem and you, and then a beautiful landscape. So if however you can simplify it, that's what I would do. Anyway, kudos. I really think that you did something great. Okie doke. 214. Okay. Buschrooms. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, this one's a religion one. This one's tough because I don't know the niche so well. What I typically see with religion is mostly focused on the person and text. And this one's a little interesting because you kind of see a jail but a sky. But I guess just going off the thumbnail alone, it's almost like there's like too much forced into one little area. There's no negative space. So the issue here, besides the text, which I just think that it's too fancy, it's too complicated. I don't think it easily gets, gets read. It's just like, what's going on here? It's another distraction. So if you simplify that by using bold fonts, the color's fine. If you want to add the glow, fine. But yeah, there's just so much, like there's a head, there's so much negative space that's missing that you actually had to put the text over the head a little bit, which is, it's not great. And then the brick wall is almost like, why? You're already behind bars, right? Shouldn't you almost just want sky, right? So that's just something to consider. But yeah, so I just want to have you consider that if you can implement more negative space for your elements in your thumbnail, I think that it would come across a lot better. But that said, I would probably look into the religion niche just a little bit more and see what they're doing, because I don't see a whole lot of this. And what works for other channels is just proven data. And I'm not saying you have to copy people. I'm just saying it's a way to get a good start while you learn what people respond to. So yeah, let's move on. 86, 86. That's 56. I'm sorry, 56. GEOPOLICA. Bum, bam. Okay, the $1 trillion future of Texas. That's a solid title. 1 trillion superpower. Okay. I do like this a lot. But what's going on here? I see this sometimes where it shows two thumbnails, but they're the exact same. There's like zero change. I wonder if that's just like a little glitch. So yeah. You know, all right, let's just see what idea is getting conveyed here. So I think that it, yeah, yeah, I'm getting to the arrows. I think that seeing this, I'm thinking that, all right, Texas is so big and powerful, it's taking over the other states. It's the 1 trillion superpower. I don't know what the superpower is. I also don't know what this little triangle is. You're creating some curiosity, but you're almost creating too many questions, right? So it's almost like you have to kind of select something, whatever is the most powerful thing. Now, I'm not quite into whatever this topic is, so I wouldn't know. But just want to check out the rest of your channel here. Okay, so this one right here that you did, it gets the idea across a little bit easier, I think, because what just happened? Yeah, just because there's a little bit less going on, and it's like easily understandable. Stolen by us. All right, this whole red area was stolen by America. That said, I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe those flags are important because without them, I wouldn't know who it was stolen by. But because the Mexico flag is there, now I'm thinking, okay, it was stolen. Yeah, or stolen from. Yeah, stolen from Mexico. So I don't know. That is pretty cool. But yeah. Anyway, the point is, you got the idea across really, really easy with this one. And with the Texas one, there's just a lot to try to understand. So I just want you to take that into consideration. There's some things to simplify here. The amount of arrows, I think that there might be a better way to show that it's expanding if that's what's happening. And if it is, smaller arrows in like each corner can like just little small arrows as it expands. You know what it looks like when you do like a full screen? You know what the full screen icon is? Where it's like these little 4 arrows, and it's just like, oh, I know that means that it makes it bigger. Maybe something to consider there. So yeah, it's just these arrows are huge. If you want to use multiple arrows to show the idea, then I would make them smaller because they just seem to be taking up a whole lot. And I know that there's negative space to put them in, but at some point it becomes distracting. So yeah, I would try to at least convey the idea a little bit better. That said, your style of thumbnails is sick, and I love it. I love it. Okay, guys. Finally, I get to use the horn. And the horn means one thing. It means question and answer time. So, hashtag question gets your question submitted, right? Yes, that's how it works. We've only done it once. We've only got this layout once, Vicky and I. And thank you, Vicky, for handling this stuff. Okay, my next thumbnail is just going to be a large arrow. We'll submit it. We'll see what we can do with that. I mean, wasn't there a video where it was like just a potato? I think Mr. Beast did that, or somebody did that, but it totally worked. Are you still using Photoshop with the Adobe Drama? I am. And I know that a lot of things are going wrong, but I can't have these things keep me from making money. And learning something new and being as efficient at it is something that I will do if need be. But at the time, like, I have a family to support. It's just one of those things. Like, all right, I'm still in the process of like moving to DaVinci, and I just wish DaVinci was as intuitive as Premiere is. And DaVinci, their AI tools and everything are way better than Premiere, and I just wish it was as easy to use to cut and drag and all this stuff and put effects in. But it's not there yet, but I think it will be. And for people that start editing, by the way, I always suggest go to DaVinci. That's the one you want to start with because it's great for beginners, and they're building something special. And they have the one-time purchase. I think I spent like $300, but I own all of the updates for life. So that's pretty solid. Then again, Adobe said that one time. So I don't know. But yeah, I try not to let these things ruin my life because it would if I'd have to like start over. But eventually, we'll get there. I could, but like I know how to use Photopea and Canva and stuff like that. It would just take twice as long. Okay. Now I need a vacation from the vacation. Oh, yeah. Old Man Gib, thank you so much. I think I saw some, 20 gifted subs. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hear you're a legend around these parts. And now I've gotten to experience the legend, the man himself. And wait, isn't that other donation you too? Yeah, it is. Thank you. Sure enough. Sure enough. Oh, wow. Yeah. Thanks again, for real. Okay. Posting shorts for 90 days or posting videos once. I'm like 1 second. What? Okay. Once per week for 3 months. All right. So I'm going to go with the latter on this one. And the reason is because okay, I'm assuming something with this. If you're doing it once a week for 3 months, I'm assuming that you're putting more effort into these shorts rather than if you would just do them once a day. Now, if you're going to do something once a day, you might want to just stick to Snapchat because that's where things are a little bit profitable if that's what you want. I think that just cluttering up YouTube with more shorts that just get made like during the day and just putting it out there. I mean, dude, you really got to have something special to stand out. And I think that if you did it once per week for 3 months, you would have this consistency and you would have this quality that somebody with 90 shorts, they couldn't even match. And like the fact is, no matter how we try to interpret what goes on with the algorithm and how things work and how we can hack it and do this and do that, the main goal of YouTube is just to keep people on the platform. And the only way we can do that is by pleasing the viewer. And so imagine what you would want to watch. Would you want to watch a person that like a short that got made 2 hours ago in like 10 minutes? Or would you want to watch like the quality that got put in it, like something that's actually worth watching? It's I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. I feel the same with a lot of things, like chapters, for instance. Putting chapters in your videos, it's to help the viewer, right? I made a video for a new channel, and it's like hack number 1, hack number 2, and in my head I'm thinking, if I put chapters in here, then they're just going to skip to the ones they know about or they don't know about, and then they're just going to stop watching. And that is like, yeah, that is the risk you take, but it's not really a risk because that is a pleased viewer. That's viewer satisfaction. And the more you get that, then the more watch time you end up with, regardless of how many people like clicked one and then left. It's just, here's that many more opportunities for somebody to watch the whole thing. And the watch time builds way more than if you just don't try, and you're just trying to trick people and keep them watching your stuff. So something to consider. Sorry, that was a really, really long rant. Okay, next question here. And before we jump into this next question, I just want to introduce the guest for the day.
Slow mode.
Hey! Slow mode.
I put on slow mode.
Oh, you did?
Yep. Yep. So that's my contribution. Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. Enjoy. Kidding. Let's go.
Okay. All right. We are in the middle of question time. What are the chances getting a copyright from a thumbnail you are using a famous person on your thumbnail? I don't think there is.
Yeah, I guess they could. I mean, if they wanted to, but it would be unusual.
I mean, think about how many magazines and like newspapers and like all these news sources that use somebody, like they just report the news about, I don't know, Robert Downey Jr. or whatever, and then he copyright claims them all. Like, that'd be crazy. So just using a picture of him, he would do nothing else with his life if he was focused on stuff like that, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not copyright lawyers. Did I hit my keyboard and get rid of your question? Sorry.
What do you think of the no text in the thumbnail trend coming back around? I guess personally, I don't have an opinion of it. I personally love thumbnails that get the idea across without text. Like they're more impressive to me. What do you think, Dan?
I mean, it seems niche specific because I'm seeing plenty of text in the thumbnails that I'm looking at, but like I watch different content than some of you might watch. I think what I've noticed that's a larger trend is like the more, I'm going to just use the word that I feel has been beaten to death now for the last several months, but authentic. It feels like there's been a larger surge of authenticity in thumbnails. And when I say that, I mean, I kind of mean people are kind of tired of the opposite. They're tired of the heavily polished, Hollywood level thumbnails that you could like put on your wall because they're works of art. But that's kind of how I see it. I think people are just, it's text aside, I think people are just looking at stuff and going, oh, this video seems really like genuine, down to earth. I think that's one of the reasons Moist Critical doesn't need to worry about thumbnails, because he's as real in that thumbnail as he's going to be in the video.
No doubt. Wow, that is I want to write that down for a reason I'm not going to talk about. That is a really good line.
I just thought of it.
Nice. Okay. How do I improve thumbnails if I have a video? How to solve equations. How do I improve thumbnails if I have a... I don't quite know. That almost takes an audit to understand which questions...
If it's an equation, I imagine it's so you have mathematics on the screen. That sounds like a split screen to me. On one side is the wrong way to solve something, and on the other side's the right way to solve something. I don't know what that looks like, and when I see numbers, I kind of get scared and usually turn off my computer and go do something else. So I don't know example-wise what to tell you, but I feel like that's a split screen kind of thumbnail.
Yeah. The thing I keep thinking of is a very Alex Hormozy style thumbnail where you've got a whiteboard, and I think Dan, maybe you showed me a channel like this where it was this math guy, and it was just him and a whiteboard with a marker, and like you saw the exact problem that they were solving in the video. And people, I think, that are searching to solve a certain problem, they want to know immediately, like, that's what the video is. So having the problem with you and the board, I think it gets the idea across. People aren't looking to be entertained, so that's a very different niche than we're used to giving advice on.
Yeah, I think that's more of like a, hey, that's what my homework looks like. And
right,
that's kind of what you're trying to get across.
Okay, sweet. Let's do this thing. All right, so we're going to jump into a segment. It's a fairly new idea that we're trying out. People seemed to like it last week, so I say let's just have at it. No,
I didn't get to be part of it. Okay,
there. Yeah, Dan. Okay, I'm doing that again. I'm not used to having a guest.
There you go.
Who said that?
Okay. Yeah, you poor guy. You're so confused. Wait, how did you get dark mode on this form?
Okay, before we jump into what we're supposed to do,
how did
Dan,
you do that?
Okay, so there's this extension called Google
cheating.
Docs Dark Mode, right? It's just for Google Docs, but I found that if you go to a website and you click this button, it'll start turning that into dark mode. I have StreamYard dark mode too. So, yeah.
I'm getting angry now. Okay, I'll have to... all right.
Okay, so, by the way, here's my my little glasses and headband. I don't know if you can see the little logo, but that's my extension that I made after being inspired by yours. Okay, y'all. So how this works is we just do the same forms, except we have the thumbnail pop up, and you get 2 seconds to type what you think that... Or you get 2 seconds to look at the thumbnail, and then you type what you think that thumbnail's about, and your answers will pop up on the screen there, and we'll discuss, and then we'll talk about how we can improve them. So basically, it works the same, except we just kind of gamify it a little bit. So we're going with number 182. That means we gotta jump back to me and Dan here. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Last time I always said the name, like the name of the channel out loud, and that kind of ruined it because sometimes the name of the channel, it told exactly what the video's about. So yeah, it's
Fortnite guy. Oh, I bet they do videos about Fortnite. No cheating.
Right. All right, let me get this thumbnail extractor here, and that's not how that works, but whatever. All right, y'all. Go ahead and stop the music. You got 2 seconds. All right, you ready? Here we go. Dang it. All right, you get 4 seconds. I'm so not used to having Dan here. Here we go. Ready? All right, let's see your answers. Man,
okay.
it's really different.
Can you go into more detail? Fishing, like what else did you learn from the thumbnail other than fishing? Because let's just put it this way: if you watch fishing videos, was that enough to get you to click? You'd probably want to know a little bit more. Like, okay, fishing, what about it?
Is this the biggest fish I've ever caught? Hide that banner.
That was an easy one because there was like text
fish
on it.
Yeah, sometimes the text, it's there. Catching that. Okay. All right. So yes, I would assume that it's about the biggest fish they ever caught, but we're about to find out because once we see the title, maybe it's like, I ate fish at a sushi restaurant or something ridiculous. Catching monster fish on Memorial Day. That's what's up. Okay, so... Yep, it's just like an experience of fishing. So, as far as ways to improve this thumbnail, Dan, what would you change?
I would make the text more readable for sure. I love that you're leading with the catch itself. I mean, there's a story to tell here. Yes, like you're showing us the catch in the thumbnail, but that's what's going to get people to click. What's difficult is that the text is very small and easy to miss, especially like because you have the word "this" meeting the white of the sky, and so you almost wonder, oh, are there more words before this? Can we not see it very well? So I would have made a larger font. I would have messed with that a little bit. Ultimately, though, it's a good thumbnail. It does have that authentic look that we were just talking about a little while ago. The only reason I would say that this thumbnail worked for the audience here is because we could read that text. Otherwise, everyone just said fishing, right? If you missed the text, you thought it was just a video about fishing. If you read the text, you know exactly what it's about, which is great, but the text is too small. And on a thumbnail size, people are just not going to see it, in my humble opinion.
Totally agreed. I mean, when it comes to this, it's even on my phone. Yeah, that's even bigger than my phone. So my phone, I definitely wouldn't be able to read it. So one thing that you said about this that I like is the authenticity that he's got going on. It's something that shouldn't be ruined, especially when the video is so like hanging with the dudes fishing, you know? If you wanted to sensationalize it, which I wouldn't, but you could put like a measurement situation on here, with the number, however big it is, blurred out to create some curiosity, and then you're diving into more of a Mr. Beast sensational type idea. So that said, I wanted you to know that that's an option you could have done, but the way that you do this, I really love. It's just, your channel is just kind of like fishing with the boys, you know. It is what it is. So sometimes you don't have to go above and beyond. Yeah. So if there was a way to make this image pop a little bit more by touching up, that's probably what I would do. I would do the text thing that Dan said, and maybe like tune it up just a little bit in Canva or Photoshop. But other than that, I think it's pretty cool.
Someone suggested the fish facing the other way, like so facing the lens a bit more too. That was a good suggestion. So yeah, there's little tweaks like that. Someone else is suggesting blurring the background. Make it like the guy who's holding a fishing rod and the fish is also hanging by the. You could, yeah, that's another action kind of shot that you could have tried. So, and that's great for a thumbnail test too. You could try one with you holding the fish and one with the fish on the line. Like, yeah, because we all have you can test 3 thumbnails at a time. We all have the option now. Next time you go out, take 3 pictures. You know, just because if this works for you, then take 3 pictures and then you have your thumbnails. The one thing about this that I thought was interesting that could be improved somewhere is that the sense of scale you offer is the hands. So that's how you know how big the fish is. But as a layman, I do like fishing, but it's been a long time. It doesn't look like the biggest fish I've ever seen. So like sensationally, it's not gonna sell unless you take away the scale a little bit. It's scale, no pun intended, but yeah, I would consider that too. If you're trying to say like this fish was huge, then it kind of has to look it. But you're offering more of a relaxing situation. There is one comment here that does look like it's kind of trying to be funny, but it is a good point. The channel name is Cows and Sows, but they're doing fishing videos. Sows, I guess? I don't know how to
Sows,
say it.
yeah.
So that's a good point. Like, if you don't often go fishing, but this is one of your more popular videos, and from what we saw, it is, that is going to start to bring in an audience that maybe you didn't intend to cater to all the time. But if you're pivoting to fishing, that's great. It seems like you have like a good start there. But keep that in mind. Whenever you guys upload a video that is bringing in potentially the wrong audience, that's when frustration's going to enter the fold, because you're like, okay, but no one ever watches my cow videos. Well, that's because they came in from fishing videos. They're expecting fishing now, and maybe like the cows and farm life and stuff is not as resonant. So just something to kind of keep in mind.
I see your angle here, where this like your POV like fishing line. Man, if this was on the left side and then on the right side you see a fish splashing in the distance getting pulled out, I think that would be awesome. Just seeing like, I don't know, that is just something special that you could probably work on getting a good, like that is so cool to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Just something to consider for the future. Let's go to another one. All right. Now that I know, I got to switch to this view. All right. Number 40 here. All right. You guys ready? Here we go. Oh, Cody. Man, I'm sorry, guys. He didn't put a video. All right. We'll get back to you. That happened last time. We had to come back. I ended up telling the person what I thought of their thumbnails on Discord. So sorry, Cody. Got to follow the rules.
That's okay. Cody will know for next time, if they ever get picked again. I mean, it's a big forum. A lot of people.
Lots of people. All right, this is solid. Let's take a look-see here. This one's gonna be okay. All right, guys, try to guess what this one's about.
Huh.
What do you think? Oh, no. I did it wrong. All right, yeah, what do you think?
This production is all over the place.
Dude, it was so solid without an extra person. And it's not your fault.
It's okay. I only have like 40 more minutes, so everything will be back to normal soon.
I need to get used to it.
Everyone thinks
Yeah.
it's about Fortnite duos or Minecraft.
We got a solid Minecraft lead here. Minecraft. Definitely not Fortnite. So definitely not Fortnite.
It's just is that the meme now? Minecraft and Fortnite are basically the same thing to everybody.
It could be Roblox. I see.
I can't take any of these answers seriously because it's like so obviously Fortnite, but I don't know if everybody's like just being facetious now and messing with us.
Oh, got an EverQuest fan. Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's probably about Fortnite, I would say. Fortnite reload duos. The Fortnite thumbnails are just so. Wait, duos? That means two people are playing? I just saw that comment. I was thinking like double wield, like two guns. You know?
Oh no, yeah, I think it's the teams. I think.
Yeah, so you're really not conveying the idea of two people then.
Well, look at the title because that's what's really interesting.
The best reload win. I'm imagining. Okay, it's gameplay.
So wouldn't we want, instead of this thumbnail, wouldn't we want the imagery of like reloading a weapon or something to that effect, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I was scrolling through and I saw like this view that I thought was really cool, but I can't actually like pinpoint it. You can kind of see it right down here, where it's like the character, the back of their head, and then you see in the distance, basically the fishing idea I just said, but in the distance, the kill is happening, you know, something along those lines, without giving it away. I don't know how you would go about doing that, but it's just, yeah, the best reload win. It's just really tough. I mean, Fortnite reload win. Just curious how I broke Fortnite.
Okay, is reload a game mode? It might be a game mode.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Sorry, y'all, I don't Fortnite.
Same.
I've been invited by friends to play Fortnite, and I've told them, go pound sand. That's how I treat my friends. It's not against them, though. Fortnite's not my thing.
Yeah, this is, it's tough. I mean, I see a lot of, like, the victory images, Victory Royale, so maybe that's something to consider. But, yeah, I would definitely include what Dan said, is something very, like, here's the win, because...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just real... It's not... Yeah.
I think that what they were thinking with this thumbnail is, like, I'm going to do, like, a series, and so they wanted to brand it. And that makes it really easy, right? Like, you can keep redoing that branding over and over. But that's not explaining what the video's about. So, assuming the series, different things are going to happen in each one. One of them is about the best wins. What if one of them is about embarrassing losses that you had or whatever? Your thumbnail should convey that as well. It should support the title. It shouldn't just be this branded thing. Because people are going to see that if you do a similar thumbnail every time, it's just going to look very formulaic. And like you're just kind of ticking boxes at that point, right? You're just on YouTube, just kind of doing your thing. The thumbnails should be part of the content. It should be like the experience for a lot of people. Like, think of thumbnails this way. It could be the first experience they have with your content, or it could be the only experience they have with your content, but it should be part of the experience in some way. And they're going to look at the thumbnail and they're going to decide for themselves, that looks fun, interesting, informative, whatever, and they're going to click. Or you're not going to capture their interest. And they're not going to know what the video's about, and they don't know what they don't know. They haven't clicked on the video. They know what's in the video. So the thumbnail has to be part of the experience. It's kind of like a movie poster, or what, maybe movie posters may be the best example because they don't do a good job at conveying a lot either. But, you know, the idea is it could be the only chance you ever have of telling someone, this is what my video's about.
Yep, totally. What I saw from the video, okay, so clearly the guesses didn't pick that this is the best, like, reload win, right? That they just, like, the thumbnail didn't convey that well enough. So that's something to consider. And another thing to consider is with that video, here it is, I'll just press back. With this video, it just seems like it's gameplay, and I don't hear talking. So you have this whole video of just gameplay and then a win, and it almost seems like it is something that could be a short. So respecting somebody's, like, a viewer's time might be the best way to start building your community, your own thing. It's just something to consider. But it does seem like, you know, you've got some following, so you know, see what you're doing right.
I like the title for what it's worth. I think they are explaining more about the content in the title.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, see, a lot of these, it's obvious what value you're adding. Yeah, the keybinds guide. So yeah, those are the things that work. Okay, let's move on, and I swear I can do this. Okay. All right, Dan.
Who's running this thing?
I don't have to...
Why am I here?
All right, here we go. All right, so... Nope, that one's another channel name.
You promised you wouldn't mess this up again.
I'm not going to mess it up.
Everyone's trying to enjoy this game you've created.
Nope. No video.
You're getting a lot of links. So
they just keep submitting the channel.
When you fill the form, make sure you put a video. Tuesdays you put the channel. Wednesdays it is Wednesday. Wednesday you put the video.
Yep. All right. Finally, we got a video.
I don't think it's too late for you to edit your submission if you're thinking, "Uh-oh, I messed that up." Go in and see if you can change it, because I think we have edit abilities on, I believe.
You know, sometimes when I open these thumbnails, it downloads to my computer instead of opens on Chrome. No idea why.
You're stealing thumbnails?
Like, sometimes it happens when I try to open it. So, okay. I drop it to here, and then, all right, everybody ready? We got 2 seconds. Nailed it. All right. What do we think this is about?
I was tempted to start answering. Like, wait.
Coding is bad. I saw that. Coding. Farming Simulator 21. Real close.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's interesting. Trying to sleep.
Trying to sleep. Coding is of Satan. Thanks, old man Gib.
Huh.
Oh, man. A type of coding language sucks. Hacking code. Hate video on coding. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm thinking that's what it is, too. All right. Let's check out the thumbnail. Leet code sucks. I see... Wow, that was confusing for a second.
Google logo.
Yeah. I saw the Snapchat next to the Google logo, and I'm like, that they have their icon looks a lot like Snapchat. Because the square is like, you know, it's two things. Okay. All right, number 3. All right, let's see what that title is. Why I hate leak code, but it got me hired. Tip number 3.
Interesting. 4 minutes, 22 seconds. So are they putting tips in individual videos like that?
It does seem that way. Struggles, 20-minute strategy, recap of tips. It's almost like they have a series of tips, which is that is interesting. Now I understand the number 3. Okay.
It looks like they tried 2 different thumbnails for this so far.
Yeah, this original one. Yeah, good call on changing it, by the way. This is awesome. I love the full screen picture. And the other kind of looked like a template, you know, so okay. How would we improve this to to convey the idea a little bit more? Because I don't know that it's a tip until I read the title.
I kind of feel like if you're going to say a certain coding language is not fun for you, having a reaction of your face on there is a good start. I think having the other side of the screen being the code itself or a laptop with the code on it is now it looks like you're reacting to what's in the room with you and you're like, I don't like this. And then the title can support the bit of text that's now missing from the thumbnail, which is like, leak code sucks and here's why, or whatever it might be. There's a lot of thumbnails that like I'm imagining when I talk about this because we've looked at those before, and I think maybe channel audits or whatever. And yeah, like it's very common if you are a programmer, for example, and you don't like something, you just put yourself in there with it and or you like something and you're reacting to it.
Yep. As soon as you said show the code, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I would do. And sure enough, people do that. Now, I did see a comment that said drop the icons, and for whatever reason, some of these have the icons in there. And I don't know what leak code is, so
I'm guessing they
maybe
use
it's
it. Those companies probably use it. And if it's related to getting a job, I guess it makes sense, because those are companies that you might want to work at, or like, okay, I want to apply at Square. Do they use leak code? Okay, how much do they use? Like, you know.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. So I thought there was a work angle to the hero video. I can't remember now.
There was.
Okay.
Sorry. It got me hired.
Oh, it's a way to test programmers during interviews. Okay, thank you. All right. So that makes more sense. Okay, here's the thing. Like, just for anyone who's like, well, I don't get it. That's okay. Like, you may not be the person the content is for. So I don't necessarily think the title's bad, and I don't hate the thumbnail. But as we were just looking at some of those other ones, I feel like there was a little more clarity in those, at least a handful of them.
Yeah, the interview process would be interesting to show. Honestly, now that I saw the others, I think that exactly what you said, showing the code, would be the best idea for this. I mean, like, the demand is clearly there. I mean, look at the engagement here. But
yeah, based on their average, like, wow.
Yeah. So I think that we were confused too, and we're just not the target audience. But it seems like everybody kind of does exactly what you did, except you're more edgy. You offer something that they don't. The spiky point of view, the leak code sucks, and it's like, okay, cool. But a lot of people don't know what that is, and it just showing the coding or showing that interview process. I saw one that said like problem solved, X amount of number, or yeah, whatever. So just showing that just a little bit, because what Dan said, you're reacting to something in the room. It's very weird. But yeah, I think that this one's gonna blow up for you. Like, this is pretty solid. Okay, we can do this again.
We could try. Is my snark not helping today?
No, it's all good. At this point, I'm just glad that I'm not like stuttering, because the last stream I had no problems with this. It was like it was bad, and my audio was my audio was like 10 times slower than my video. Okay. All right. Okay. Man, the last stream I did, one of these just cracked me up, and nobody could see what I was looking at. It was pretty confusing. Okay. Guys ready? A go. All right, y'all. What do you think? Nailed it, right?
That was, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Nothing went wrong.
Okay, we got. Thanks, Dan. We got one horror game. Got a horror game. Sorry, sorry, Vicky. I'll leave you to it. Skibbity toilet. Yeah, they noticed that somebody had searched Skibbity toilet on our thing in our search Minecraft. Did you guys do a channel for Skibbity toilet yesterday?
I don't know. Maybe.
It was a recent search. My reaction to thumbnail review.
I can't. Is
kinda
that
funny.
mean or is that nice?
I think it's mean, but I like it.
Maybe they're reacting in the sense that like they got news they didn't want to hear. Your thumbnails need work.
It could be. And if it's not, I went on the wrong floor. You won't guess what happens next. Oh.
Makeup.
Okay, I understand what they're saying. Okay, so that said, let's just show what it is. I went on the wrong floor. I didn't even notice the text when I looked at this. But there's wrong floor. So, yeah, dentist horror stories. Okay, so just taking a look at this, it does
That's
look
not
like
the
a game.
It's not a caption contest. No, this is not the game. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's clearly a game, I think, and this guy is reacting to it. And it says wrong floor. I don't know what it is at all. I assume it's a game because it looks like a game.
I'm trying to figure out if there's enough there for people who play the game to see it and recognize it.
I think it might be called
it's probably wrong floor. Okay.
wrong floor. Yeah.
I thought that was like the flavor text, like right, like
That's what I thought too. Like
Yeah.
you're on the wrong floor.
That
Now
makes
you
more
die.
sense. He won't
It
stop
doesn't
scaring
mention
me.
He won't stop scaring me. Wrong floor. Okay. Like the only thing that made me realize it was the game name was just this little dash situation here.
Yeah.
Like it was in the title. So I guess that's our bad because we don't know the game. I mean, is that the actual
it's-
like logo?
It probably is. I'm thinking the game is designed to scare you, so like that thumbnail like kind of makes sense to me. I don't really have any problems with the thumbnail. It's like the title feels very matter of fact. I'm playing this game and this character won't stop scaring me. It's kind of what I would expect of the game. So now I want to look up other wrong floor videos to see how they're being pitched.
All right, let's see. My heart stopped. Uninstalled this game immediately. Wrong floor. 3 years ago. Okay. Wow, I can't believe.
Oh, it's older. Okay.
Queso did one. Wrong floor. Reaction. I mean, from what I'm seeing, like this is what they do. Jack did an interesting one where it's just the scary man. But it all looks like just a reaction face and scary guy. I mean, that's what works. I do, man, that one's even newer. 3 months. We're trapped
there's an
inside with a
update.
maniac.
Yeah, it could be trending again, or there's an update to it.
Yep. You know, with this, I don't necessarily know what to correct about it idea-wise, like to help it convey the idea. I think that maybe just tuning up the image of you could help.
Someone mentioned color
Making the
correcting
face closer.
it. Yeah, I think for this one, you could color correct it, but like the title. In looking at the titles of those videos, and yes, there are some very old videos on there, but the one thing I noticed that they all had in common was they were going for a humorous angle, like uninstalled this game immediately. So it kind of makes me feel like you could have tried with the title to do something like, why did I download wrong floor? Or, because how do you stand out in this niche? If the whole video is like, and the appeal of this type of content is creator gets scared by scary game, it's difficult to go in and then, you know what I mean? Like make that even more unique because it's already like, yeah, like we get it. That's what horror games look like. Right.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The one thing that I noticed that somebody else did, and it's really just about the composition of this, is doing something along these lines where the face is closer, and then like kind of color correcting it, I guess, could help. Just because you're so like pink compared to the actual image, which is also so pink. So you could stand out a little bit. The reason that I would try to focus on that is just because I saw this image right here, where the face is clearly reacting, and it's like, holy crap, he's scared, So anything that you could do to accent that, I would do. So yeah, that's kind of the best thing that I could think to improve on that. That one's a really different one. It's not often we find a game that's done that.
Yeah.
Okay. We're moving on to number 113. So if you know your number somehow, get ready. Oh, John, you're hilarious. Okay. Okay, here we go. You guys ready?
That I'm interested to see what people say.
Yeah, that. Okay. Okay, Roblox devlog, I see. Oh, I saw. Minecraft. Roblox update. Game dev tutorial. A lot of text. I accidentally clicked that one, but yeah.
It's about a lot of text.
Okay, yeah, Roblox Studio. All right, let's see what we got here. So, yeah, about that text, it's a good bit of text, right? I think that this whole how to make an update log in Roblox Studio it's a title, right? And I can kind of see up here that is your title. Just a spoiler. But showing your update log and only that, I think, would be the go-to here. What do you think, Dan?
The update log itself can be in the video. It just feels like it should be, yeah, like the most notable thing. So new pets, for example, it's perfect. You should have a pet on the screen, right? Like how to make, and then so there's okay. I'm getting a lot from just sitting here staring at the thumbnail for a while. But most people won't do that, is my point. So if you can make new pets, show a new pet, like, and maybe a little less text and an arrow pointing at the pet and then something to infer this is part of an update.
Right. I didn't even think, I guess it's probably because I don't play it all that much. But, yeah, what I'm seeing a lot in the Roblox devlog niche is, like, showing exactly what you're saying. Like, you actually show the item, ragdoll physics, anime abilities, that sort of thing. So yeah, I think that would really help, and that would be a great selling point too. Yep, I would do that. But anyway, back to the title, how to make an update log. It's exactly what you wrote in the thumbnail. So that. Oh. Yeah.
Gosh. Okay. The title
I wouldn't.
Things.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't repeat that information.
Well, okay, sorry. I didn't read the title first. Now it makes more sense why it's a list of things, because your video's about how to make an update log. And I had said it on the left there, but I was really focused on the image on the right. Sorry, I'm dumb. I'll be honest, there was a thing on my other screen distracting me, but I'm not being distracted anymore. So, okay. Are there other... is this something people want to know? There's 700 views, so it must be. You looked up how to make an update log?
No, I looked up devlog,
okay,
but
that's a different thing, right? Like, so...
No, Roblox devlog, but if you look up Roblox devlog update log...
What if you type in how to make an update log for a game or whatever? Like...
Yeah,
so it's about somebody making a Roblox game and how to log the information that's going to be in an update if you're the developer of the game. So it's a very, like, niche kind of video for a very specific use case. How to make an update log GUI. Okay, that's pretty clear to me. Customizable update log. So how to make an update log is a search term, and it does have a little bit of traction. But these thumbnails are, yeah. These thumbnails have less text than yours, and those videos have more views.
I would say that this one is winning out just by time alone.
Yeah.
Like, it's been 1 year. I think that yours stands out amongst the crowd.
What's the lackluster channel logo on the bottom left? That's me. I'm here now. I'm on the bottom left.
I think he's talking about this right here. If that's not related to Roblox, or if it's not a part of the UI...
That's the logo for Roblox, I think.
Okay. It might not be important, but if it's a part of your background or whatever, you don't have to go and remove it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I really like the way that you did yours. I think just getting rid of all the title text out of your thumbnail and focusing on the update log itself, I think your style is really cool, and I think it'll pop out in this niche. Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Okay, hold on. I got something for you.
Okay. Oh, you're timing me now.
It's just Stardew music. It happens to be a timed event.
All right, we're going with 292.
Roblox Studio logo, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. 2 second
Here we go.
test.
You guys ready?
Okay. So the name of the thing was in the thumbnail, but I'm going to challenge you right now to see if there's anything else about it other than just the name of the thing. What else do you think it's about? Because when you see like a gaming video, for example, in the logo of the game is in the video, there's still always a little bit of a clue as to like, okay, but what are we doing in the game? Can you guess what that is?
I'm seeing a whole lot of Dishonored update, Minecraft, chicken nugget eating contest, Dishonored, review, don't know what that is, confusing, Harry Potter game. Yeah, so, yeah, let's take a look, shall we? So, yeah, a lot of people said Dishonored. It is, I would assume, about Dishonored, but once Dan said his thing, then I noticed something about the thumbnail that I didn't notice at first, and I definitely wouldn't have noticed in 2 seconds. So, now that we're staring at it, there's like 2 characters might be creators, and then we've got this character, and then these are rats down here, like rats with glowing eyes. And I couldn't tell that. Like, I definitely didn't recognize that at all. So
It might be a meme. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. So that said, the title itself is Send in the Rats Dishonored Finale. Okay.
Okay, so it looks like it says now we finished this. Now we send in our army of rats. Alex and Jack, they finished the final 2 missions of Dishonored. Okay, so they were doing a Dishonored playthrough, kind of episode by episode, and they're trying to make the thumbnails and the titles a little more interesting than just like episode 1, 2, 3. So send in the rats. Like, I've seen this as like a trend a lot when it comes to making a series of videos where you're just playing through a game. And my advice used to be, can you do anything better than saying Dishonored episode 5 or whatever? I've shifted my position on this a little bit based on the type of content, and I'll explain it here. Basically, what I'm noticing in the gaming space is there are a lot of people who are able to make really, really long gameplay videos and label them as such. Basically, Dishonored full playthrough, Dishonored long play, things like that. And it is you just playing Dishonored, but when let's say you take this whole series, it's done now. So if you were planning this, great. If you weren't planning this, hear me out. Like, I know I'm getting into like channel audit review territory now, but so what these creators can do is take the entire series and package it as a full playthrough of the game. And let that video be as long as it needs to be, because you're going to take every episode stitched together, and maybe you get rid of like the intro and the outro so it feels like it flows like one video, but you don't edit it very much. You make it one giant video, and I want you to try and label that as a full playthrough, or otherwise do some research, figure out what title structure makes sense, but you want to get the message across that you are playing the entire game in this video, and that's why it's 7 hours long or whatever it ends up being, and post it and see what happens. And I feel like if you're going to play games this way going forward, gaming channels, live streams, and yes, full playthroughs are what people expect now. If it's just you playing the game and you're adding your commentary and you're not doing a major challenge or trend or anything like that. Hey, I just want to play Dishonored on my YouTube channel. That is working in a lot of spaces. I'm not going to guarantee anything, but John was just pulling some stuff up. So it looks like people are already kind of doing that. There are people who like to turn that stuff on, and it kind of runs like a live stream. It's kind of in the background a little bit, except they can pause it and they can come back and pick it up later. So that's just my tip for you. I think videos like this, they're difficult to market. Send in the rats. is like that's you trying really hard to like, okay, I gotta tell people there's something that happened in this video, and you're trying to be kind of creative and fun about it, but it's difficult because it is, at the end of the day, there's no like specific challenge. You're not trying to get all the achievements in Dishonored. I'm just doing a playthrough, of the game. So sorry to soapbox there. That was
nah, dude.
I share that.
Now that you said that, I wanted to check something out here. And this one is a nearly 9-hour video of a full game long play of Dishonored with no commentary. And it was done 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
100,000 views. But look at when this started to trend.
Oh, wow.
Like halfway through it really started to pick up. And so this idea, like, it didn't used to be this way a couple years back, but yeah, you're right. Like a full walk or a full gameplay is like, that's insane. People do. Yeah, there's a ton of these that I'm seeing. All right. Anyway, sorry. Back to thumbnails.
I'm just saying, like, full play, like, if you're a gaming channel, do a search for full playthrough. If you make this kind of content, like, just do a search about your game or type of game and full playthrough and see what's out there. There's a market for this content. You know how people are saying shorts are they're killing YouTube. Everyone's just watching short videos now. It's kind of one extreme end to the other, and a lot of people don't realize that. But there's the people watching on their phone with shorts. That's one extreme, and then there's people watching on their TVs before they go to bed, and that's a whole another ballpark. And there's a vast amount of people doing that. By the way, John, I don't want you to miss the private chat too. There's something in there if you wanted to address it.
Okay. So yeah, about this thumbnail here, I would say, man, when I looked at all of the pictures in the Dishonored like playthrough niche, zero consistency. There was nothing really to pick up on what works and what doesn't, besides the fact that Dishonored, the logo was in the thumbnail. It's in all of them. So the only thing that I could think to do is, like, you're offering something different, your characters, and that's cool. But this rat thing, I think the glowing eyes, I couldn't really pick out that they were rats until I saw the title. So if there's a way that you could outline them or something, maybe that would help it stick out. And the one consistent thing that I did see is when it comes to gameplay, showing gameplay. It seemed like that works for a lot of people. So instead of you cutting out the character, showing what they're going to see, some people, like, they judge the book by its cover and they're like, oh, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So just something to consider. I hope that helps, but that is just a really, like, interesting niche there. Okay, so we're going to do something else.
Oh.
That's what that means. And yeah, so it means, oh man, I do it every time. Dan. let's blame
okay.
Dan.
That graphic or that sound effects, that's going to get us sued.
No, it won't.
Okay.
It'll get me sued.
All right. Yeah, no, fair enough.
Let me just play it 10 more times real quick, and then I'll play the Drake DJ horn. And I don't know. When something becomes a meme, is there copyright on it, you think? It might be the same situation as putting a celebrity in your thumbnail. Like, there's too many to care.
I think it really just depends on the source.
It very well could.
How mad are they?
Wasn't that from Law and Order? They're not around anymore. That show's not around, right?
Isn't there like 1,000 different spin-offs of it?
I know CSI has like 1,000 different spin-offs.
Oh.
Anyway. Okay, Law and Order. In tonight's episode, John gets sued. There we go.
Yeah.
That's what happens. All right. Questions. How can I learn color correction? I guess this depends on if you mean for thumbnails or videos. Man, if it's videos, I say, like, I always say just go with DaVinci because it's super easy to get used to and it has the best color correction. Even the pros will take it from whatever software they're in and they'll put it in DaVinci to do the color. So there's that. I always do color correction in Photoshop just because I know how, but I'm pretty sure, like, Photopea and Canva, they all have their own options. So just looking up a YouTube tutorial about the software that you pick. I think Canva is probably the easiest to just enter as a beginner. So yeah, that's probably what I would do, is just hop on YouTube. Easiest way to learn. Are there faceless YouTube automation killing creative and unique YouTubers? I put the word in there. Are faceless YouTube automation channels killing creative and unique YouTubers?
I have a, will this be a hot take? I don't know. I have a take on this. No, unless you let it. And what I mean is, you've probably seen videos like this pop up, and maybe you instantly can pick them out, and they frustrate you a little bit. Try to ignore them is the best advice, because it's one of those things where there's all kinds of content on YouTube that I myself like have seen YouTube. It's within YouTube's rules, and I'm like, wow, that's surprising. I'm surprised they allow that. And I can't, if it bothers me, I just can't let it, I can't think about it, because I got to worry about me and like what I'm doing. So I think it's only killing creative and unique YouTubers if they get really bummed out and it affects their creativity and their ability to create unique content, right? I don't like, I think a lot of you here are here because you're passionate about what you're doing and you don't want to automate the entire process. Maybe there's things you would like to automate a little bit, right? But you're not trying to make a channel that's run by a robot. You're like, no, I have a thing I want to say and I want people to watch it. And that's never going to change. There's just always going to be folks like you who are just like, is there a place for me on this? What platform? I have things I want to say and I want them to get out to people. And so that's kind of how I see it. I think when it comes to the automation channels, it's more like they're testing their own thing. They're doing their own thing over there. And, you know, if there's an audience for it, clearly. But that doesn't mean we all can't coexist. Because as soon as you let it kill your creativity, because you're like, YouTube's just for them now, you're the one who's kind of leaving at that point, and you don't got to go anywhere. It's okay to see things on YouTube that you don't like and just try to, like, you know, push through. I don't know. Maybe it's more of a weird take. It's a, you know, different way of thinking about it. I think I only say all this because I see a lot of people picking sides and like debating it a lot. But people have been debating things like that forever. Like there's like before that it was like reaction channels. Like, should reaction channels be allowed and what are the rules? And yeah, you can watch channels debate that if you want to, but are you making time to make your own videos and do your own thing? If you don't like reaction channels, don't make a reaction channel, you know? Not to be flippant or anything, but try not to let it, you know.
I love that. I think it's really easy to get lost in other things, lose yourself when you don't have a perspective of how big the world actually is and how many people have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to things like this. Sorry. I can't talk when my glasses are talking. It was telling me low battery. Oh. So yeah, I think that it's really easy to forget how many people there are in this world, and the people that are affected by this little thing on YouTube, which it seems so big to you because you're paying attention to it. If you just ignore it and do your own thing, you'll realize like there's many more people that don't even know what that is.
That's where I'm coming from. I don't get pushed any of those videos because YouTube tried and I didn't really interact with them. I didn't have any feelings when I saw them. It's like, oh, that's not for me. And I kept scrolling, and then eventually YouTube's like, okay, got it. So,
same, totally the same.
Yeah.
If the whole point of thumbnails is to spark curiosity, isn't it best to put less context in it? Well, the point of thumbnails isn't only to spark curiosity. There are three things. The three C's, I started with this, convey the idea, create curiosity, and catch the eye. Those are the three things that a thumbnail needs to do, really. It's the best way to get it all out there, all in one picture. So if you're trying to spark curiosity and you're just aiming for the psychology aspect, then, and there's like no context of what the video's about, then it's like, okay, cool. What is this? Like, if I see something with an arrow and a question mark on something that I've never seen before, say a game, and it's pointing at a character, and everybody in that niche knows who that character is, or they're like, who is that? You've created curiosity, but if there's like no context of what topic it is, then yeah, it's really tough to get that across.
It's a balancing act for sure.
Faux show. Question: if a video you believe will take off fails, should you re-upload it at a later time? If so, should you rebrand the thumbnail and title? Ooh, I don't know I used to think that if you re-upload something, it's like a bummer, like it doesn't really help. but I've seen people do this. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I've seen people do it. I've also seen videos that didn't take off at first, take off later. So you could get yourself into a trap where you're like overthinking, like, well, it didn't work, and then you're spending a lot of time trying to update it or re-upload it or whatever. When maybe you just need to tweak the thumbnail, or maybe you just need to leave it alone. I'm sure you've seen stories out there. I mean, we've certainly seen situations where a video does nothing, and then one day, just whoa, it found its audience. It's not going to happen every time. I would say, in my experience, most videos of mine that have failed have stayed failed. But there are a couple rare cases where they've taken off later. So I don't know. If you really believe in it and you did your research and you're thinking, no, the title is good, the thumbnail is good, like I know there's an audience for this, I'm just going to chill and make my next video. Like, that's the best thing you can do.
True.
It's kind of like, I go back to mindset when I see questions like this. But you certainly can try this. I just don't want anybody to get caught up in like that. That's an endless cycle. John and I have been through this here at the vidIQ channel. Like, there was a time where we were looking at some videos and going like, how can we like get these to get the numbers we want? And we would spend a week like brainstorming on a video we've already posted, and that takes away time for making a new video.
Yep. That it ultimately hinders your goal for what you're doing on YouTube. I mean, yeah, if you're taking all this time to really think about this, then you aren't putting that energy into something that creates the big picture. You're thinking of just this tiny little part of the giant picture that, no, this one needs to be perfect. And it's like, nobody cares about that little corner. They want to see all of it. You know, you're building something. Just keep that in mind. I let things sit. And I have seen impressions come after a month. I mean, it wasn't like 100,000 or whatever, but I've seen videos get attention after a while when YouTube finally is like, okay, now I think I understand the audience for this channel, and then it starts trying things. Yeah, it does happen.
There's also a thing that happens where if you update a thumbnail or a title and your video is getting some impressions but things aren't moving still, you may need to upload a new video. And maybe it's similar to that first one, but it can help reignite some of the older stuff on your channel because something new went out, it got some new attention, and YouTube's like, all these new people who watch this new video may want to see this other video. And then you had happened to change the thumbnail and the title. Now it kind of gets new life. So don't forget to keep uploading. Like, if you're trying to get older stuff to kind of pop off too.
Yep. It provides opportunity every time. What do you think of Filmora? I've never tried Filmora. I know of a certain experience that kind of, I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Like one of those drama things we talked about earlier, but I've never tried it. Maybe there's something to it. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to say about it because, yeah, I'm ignorant. Okay, is that it for the questions? We done? Oh, there we go. Do you think low-performing, inconsistent channels have a chance with a decent thumbnail and tags? Low-performing... okay, so not tags. I don't think that the tags really matter much except for misspellings of things. I think if you have an inconsistent channel and then... I think there's always an opportunity to put out a banger video and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow. So, yeah, I think it can happen for sure. All it takes is one video, so just keep making them because at that point it's a numbers game. If you don't keep making videos, then, yeah, don't bank on one video. But, yeah, it can happen.
It's about everything, too. Don't forget, like, you can have a great thumbnail and title and you can do all the metadata correctly. Are people clicking on it and enjoying the video? Because a lot of our growth hacks do start a title and thumbnail, but the video itself also needs to be up to snuff. Because if people are clicking off of it really early, now that's another reason it could not get shared. So there's so many factors. There's so many things. So when I see a question like this, it's kind of like, is there one thing I can work on and just focus on that? Like, unfortunately, no. As YouTubers, we have to be jacks of all trades, and we have to be pretty good at all of them. You know.
No doubt. No doubt. Okay, y'all. It's past 5. I think we are about to head out. That is it for us. So yeah, really appreciate you coming out. And as always, next Wednesday I'll be back. Maybe with somebody else. We'll see. But yeah, just come back and submit again. Yeah, if I don't get sued. So yeah, just come back and submit again. We just submit every time we do this, and you'll get on eventually. It happened for me before I was ever hired at vidIQ. So yeah, it works. It works, people. Catch you later.